The RAS was a shitbox in my humble and unprofessional opinion, but little bit better. I think the major problem that we have seen with this was the shills don't even like it. The shills you see on the internet. That could be a serious problem. We'll see.
My fucking shoulder.
Yeah, I think so. If you ever not wanted something and then randomly decide to bid on it and won.
Didn't jam that time. Plastic magazines suck.
Unfortunately, but sort of fortunately. I got a pretty good price on this. Just do 20 of these. What we have in here is a Century Arms vis-kuh 762 by 39, 30 what, 6.5, almost 37 inch long and 16.5 inch barrel. But we're gonna get into that after I unbox it. I initially forgot that I actually bid on this up until like the very last minute. Somebody threw up like another, I don't know how many, I think it was $20 more. I ended up getting this entire package for around $800 out the door. That's with, excuse me, fees and everything involved. So, yeah. Cardboard, obviously. Tape. Got this from, where was it? I don't know, but I picked it up at the gun rack. So shout out and cheers to those gentlemen. Bring you in, move this back and see what we have here. I'm just gonna lift this up because I don't know exactly. Yes, obviously I've opened her up. We've got some paperwork here. There was another piece of padding. I honestly have no clue where it went, but it comes with two of these. And you've got the rifle. Also, you have bolt carrier right there, receipt, manual semi-auto rifle, AK style semi-auto rifle. Does not say AK47 anywhere on here. No, it's not a machine gun. This is a finance video. That's why I'm talking price. This is not a gun video. There's just pictures of guns here. I'm really just going to mainly get into the unboxing. I've shot these before. This is the 30 round mag. Empty. The metal magazines are a lot more reliable than the plastic ones. I also like the paddle magazines on them. They're pretty cool. It had to be pinned down to 10 where we picked this up. No big deal. Pretty shitty. I'm not going to knock this gun in the entire video, but that's the unboxing of it. I'm just gonna say right now, I like it. I do. You know, it's not the worst AK I've shot, and definitely not the best. A little gassy, really gassy. It'd be nice to get an adjustable gas port on here. To my understanding, I don't have one. I haven't ripped it apart yet. Again, I just got this thing, tore it open, made a video on it, and then we had some objectives to complete yesterday. Go! Welcome to Gun Knots! And now, I'm back out here. I wanted to finish the video. So, if this is like earlier in the video, just subscribe down below. There's a like button. If you want AK content, more AK content, let me know and we'll get that for you. Otherwise, yeah, just shut the fuck up and enjoy the video. And don't subscribe. There's always that option. Cool. gonna explode. Okay. Jammed. It didn't feed. Ultimately, when you first look at this thing and the mag, I have some rounds loaded up in that mag. Rocks in just like that. You've got safety. Headspace needs to be checked with 7.62 by 39. You send this out to the gunsmith and they end up checking 5.56 headspace or 7.62, just basically 308 headspace. It's, why would, like, if you know why I'm bringing this up, you know. Let's just say some gunsmiths aren't the greatest gunsmith in the world. Just for research purposes, we're gonna put this empty mag in there. I'll do a test shot just to see. Your ear's good? Cool. Regardless, on the back or on the side, you've got this little, I'm just checking the viewfinder out here, VSKA logo, well not logo, but lettering right there on the stand receiver. Good segue into what we have as far as the materials. This is going to be carbed 4140 billet steel, the bolt. You may be wondering, why do we have a carburized bolt? That is just so it can be case hardened and still have a little bit of resilience, so it can be a little ductile in that sense. Now, fuck. Here's the thing. Everything else, 1/16 steel receiver, chrome-moly 4150 barrel. That's always a good thing. Yeah, she's not that hot. That's awesome. And no bay lug. Most of this is billet. The front trunnion, all that stuff, that is a billet front trunnion. It's S7 steel all the way through. This is stuff you've already heard if you've checked out reviews, some of it, but we're gonna get into other things that I don't think have been discussed on these reviews. Heat treated S7. Good thing about S7, you may have heard before if you looked it up or Googled it, just a quick Google will tell you this stuff. It's the same stuff they use on jackhammer blades, chisels, and, well, excavators. The boom, little bucket, scratchy teeth stuff. Very rarely, I have seen them break under immense pressure and just use, but stuff's strong. I mean, these aren't as thick, but they're also not being used for the same application. So we have that to thank. I don't think I'll be wedging anything or scratching, breaking any concrete with it. With that said, we're gonna shoot some more, so I'm gonna switch this up. S7 steel is gonna be shock resistant steel that's heat treated also. The carrier, the feed ramp, the front trunnion, to my knowledge, correct me if I'm wrong down there in the comments down below, if any of you are new to this channel or your previous viewers, get down there in the comment section, get to know each other. Yeah, which is good. Fact check me if you think I'm wrong, but to my knowledge, as far as I know, everything's gonna be billet. If you wanna try to stay away from cast stuff, especially like a cast front trunnion and pretty much cast anything. Cast is a real spongy material, just to kind of break into that for a quick second and segue. Cast is a spongy material, and once it breaks and snaps, it's almost aerated, almost like a soft serve ice cream. That's why it's a lot easier to dig into and break apart. It's not as strong, whereas billet is going to be just kind of a big block that's shaved 100% into a part, and you have all these lines coming through like a grain in wood almost, if you will, or meat. And then forged is where you want to be. Nothing on this is forged as far as I know, to my knowledge. It's all billet, so it's okay. And forged is going to be 80% a hammer forged part that's heated up and beaten down into the shape, pretty much 70 to 90% where it needs to be, and then it's sharpened up and squared away as needed moving forward on that point. Not all of that is like the other, so you can get some forged that's trash, and if you give really good quality billet, it could be better actually. You have some casts that rarely, but some cast stuff will actually be better than certain poor quality billet. So you're right in the middle where you need to be with this. I understand there's a lot of VSKA negative talk with the headspace and everything. Well, the thing with that is the earlier models, it seems like Century Arms has fixed that. We're gonna find out, because I'm gonna beat the shit out of this. This is a cheap gun for me. I'm going to brutally rape this thing. And yeah, so might be good news to some of you. I'm gonna say probably 5, 10, 15,000 rounds of that Troy we have back here. A lot of you are asking a ton of questions on this. Got about 7,500 rounds through this right now. So we shoot our guns, thankfully, luckily, graciously, and gratefully. But to get more into this and keep going, you have that RAK-1 Enhanced Trigger System. The thing about the trigger system, it's all right. I mean, the trigger on this, pretty, we get up close in it, which I think we are, little mushy. But once you're in, I'd say the first millimeter to the second, third millimeter, fourth, fifth, about I'd say 6 millimeters of trigger pull, and it's nice. It's not the best trigger I've shot in AK, like I said before, but it's pretty good. There's no reason to upgrade it, no need to upgrade it. I like them. It's what you're gonna get on generally most AKs. I wouldn't really drop another trigger on this. I don't think it's worth it, but you get what you get. So you got the carved 4140 billet steel bolt. You're gonna have a chrome-moly 4150 barrel, which is good. They look pretty cool together. Ruka, AK47 or she doesn't even know. Also, this has a little quick release, as you can see. I like that. A lot of AKs have that, and it's I think a must-have when you're in a state where you're legally allowed to use your quick release options. But regardless, it's all good. You also have your leaf sight right here. You can move that as needed. Makes most sense right there on the 7 mark. And then you also have regular iron sights up front, right at the end on the barrel. You have your gas system. This is not an adjustable gas block right here, or gas port, gas tube, not adjustable, and you can pull that off. I like that. I like this. This actually doesn't fuck me up too much. Say if I'm gonna come over here. Good stuff. One other thing I noticed, because I did open this before we actually filmed this, the dust cover safety feels good. I do like it. I would wish they had this little knurling tab back here. My main issue was it was so tight, which I'd rather be tight than loose, but it's so tight I had to actually pick it up and bend it back. But what are you gonna do? You know what I mean? The magazines pop into the mag well. Anything that's an issue there, I'm gonna say is probably operator error, but haven't had trouble. Huge negative, the furniture. This is a poly furniture. This is not the mag pool furniture, but man, this stuff is shitty. If you can zoom in on this, this is some grade A shit right here. The finish is just terrible. You have a manganese-phosphate finish everywhere else, which is good. I like it. It's not gonna rust. But here, dude, it's crazy how terrible some of this stuff is. It's just, look at that stuff. It's in there. That's just like the polymer is, it's terrible. It's really shitty. You can see the actual pattern of it. You can see just the way it's been brushed, and it's just not good. Also, I guess there was a sticker here or something that actually messed up the finish. Not cool, but whatever. For it being a brand new gun, for being an AK, for it being a beater, we're gonna beat the shit out of it. Also, these rivet holes, not all of them go to something. Like once you pull this dust cover off, you can see in there, and you can see some of them actually do go to something, but that receiver is just gonna be, that's an upgraded RAS-47 receiver. So this is just a modified RAS-47. We know that was a big piece of shit. So, very curious to see what happens with this. But everything does seem pretty decent as far as the fit and finish goes, other than the furniture. Otherwise, it's not ideal. So, there's that. The 30 round mag is shit, and it's polymer. Who would have thought? Probably gonna break if I keep throwing it. Stamped steel receiver, again, S7 steel. Poly furniture is shit, like I was saying. I don't think we missed anything else, but the manganese-phosphate finish, like I was saying, I do like that. This feels like a proper AK when you're holding it. In comparison to some of the surplus guns, the Yugos and things like that, they're cool too. They're on a different level than this. You have your first sling hook right up here. On the stock, we have something as well. Pull that back and she's in. Also an adjustable right here, so this can be where it needs to be right now. You can pull this and tighten this. This sling, I don't even know where I got. It's not bad as far as tightening this goes. The material on this, I'll list the sling down below, but it's just a cheap Chinese sling. You got the ripcord on this right here, so obviously you want to have contact on the rifle, but you can tighten this up. It feels good too, it's not uncomfortable, and once you need to rip it, this is where we are right now. So let's swing over here, hit some steel, and yeah. Again, I kind of bought this as like a, well, I won it by accident. I always end up winning these fucking guns by accident on these auctions. Pitch out a bunch of lines, super low prices or lower prices, and they fall into my hands. I was trying not to get any more guns, but how can you not want this once you see it? Yeah, I could have got like a surplus or something better. This is a good start. This shitty AK, the vis-kuh. So here's the thing, overall recap, I feel like I gave you guys enough as far as just discussing, what was it, just the creation, the quality, the QC of everything, and the shitty fit and finish of the furniture. I'm at least thankful that the furniture was the shitty stuff. I don't own any other AKs right now. I have in the past, buy and sell, but this is what we got at the moment, right now. What I like is how these magazines, they just pop out, hop right back in. But if you're watching and you're a company that wants to send some shit out and turn me into a shill, I'm just kidding. But seriously, if anybody does want to sponsor the content, send something out, I'd love to do some features, installs, reviews, and whatnot. Unboxing. This does feel pretty good. I've been looking at the Kalashnikov, the USA, Kalashnikov USA, 100% USA made stuff, the 103, and you know, we're gonna hold off. I'm gonna beat the shit out of this as long as I can until I start to have issues. If you don't see any negative videos from me, well, I'm probably gonna make videos with this stuff anyway, so that will be that. I think you see the vis-kuh, yeah? Get you a little close-up of everything here. Really solid feel to everything. It doesn't feel nasty, you know what I mean? You can tell when something feels like a shit bag, like a shit box. The RAS that Century Arms had before, I'm gonna be honest, the RAS was a qualifying shit box in my opinion. Okay, so we'll see once I put more rounds through it. For what I was expecting, much better. I was expecting much worse, and let's just say, yeah, I kind of fuck with this thing. Just a little kind of fuck with this thing.